Okay, welcome to today's lesson. This is an introduction to a very difficult topic for advanced learners of English, or upper intermediate should definitely start with learning this fact. Now, English verbs are more complicated than many teachers have told you up to this point. You have been told that some verbs take gerund and some verbs take 2 plus infinitive. That's true. But you need to know more than that, unfortunately. You need to know that some verbs are plus 2 plus infinitive, some verbs are plus the object, then 2, then infinitive. The most common and most well-known verb that you have already learned, hopefully, is tell. You tell someone to do something. You don't just tell to do, you tell someone to do something. And you advise someone to do something. You ask someone to do something. You already know ask, in my opinion. You ask your teacher to help you with your homework. You convince someone to do something. Convince is similar to persuade. Persuade someone to do something. Encourage someone to do something. Okay, remind and warn also someone to do something. And so it's not as simple as 2 plus infinitive and gerund. You also have some verbs which take object and 2 plus infinitive. Just an I in that word, 2 plus infinitive. Very easy to miss letters sometimes. Okay, so it's more complicated than these 3 topics though, because there is more. Some verbs you can use that afterwards, whereas others you can't. So, for example, you can say, the most obvious one is say. He said that he would come. Yeah, or he told me that he would come. So some verbs take that, some verbs take object and then that. Tell me that, but he said that. So again, the obvious difference here is say and tell, but there are many other verbs to be aware of. And the last group here is just when you have object, then a preposition, and then gerund, because gerund is always after prepositions anyway, you should remember that. So some examples: accuse someone of killing somebody, congratulate someone on passing their exams, blame someone for breaking the vase, praise someone for doing excellent homework, and thank someone for giving you a wonderful present. These all need the object, then the preposition, then gerund form for the verb which follows. Okay, so 6 different types of verbs, 6 different patterns that the verbs follow concerning what verbs come next, or how the sentence which follows continues, how it continues. And you hear so many mistakes with this particular piece of grammar. Let's look at just one of these words, suggest. Very few students seem to understand that suggest is a gerund verb. So, usually people say, he suggested me to go to the shops. They think it's here, suggest. He suggested me to go. Suggest is not here. It's gerund. He suggested going to the shops. However, there is a second way you can use suggest. You can use suggest plus that. And so it is absolutely possible and correct to say, he suggested that we go to the shops is correct, or he suggested that we went to the shops is also correct, because we can use past simple for hypothetical situations. So we could put that in past. The same for recommend. Recommend is very similar to suggest, so it's also a gerund verb, and it also can be followed by that. So these are very important. It's very important to be aware of this grammar, because I very often hear a mistake with suggest. I very often hear a mistake with ask. Ask is here. He asked me to do something. But what you cannot say, just because it's here, it's not here like tell. It's not. You cannot say, he asked me that I went to the shops. No, he asked me if I had gone to the shops. Something like that would be okay. But we cannot use that after the object with ask. So don't say he asked me that. It's already wrong. Yeah, and there are a few other verbs where I hear people use that when they shouldn't do, because it's not possible to use that. So this is just an introduction. I'm going to put a big table on my website, and you should be able to find the link below I'm also going to make a quiz with this grammar. Again, you should find the link below. Please subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more grammar videos, because I'm going to be making lots and lots more in the future. And I'll also be doing some vocabulary videos and maybe even some videos for children in the future to try to help people who are beginners. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to this very difficult topic. We'll go into it in more detail in the future, in some future videos. And if you have any questions about any verbs at all, just put the question below the video. If you have any suggestions, if you would like to suggest that we study some particular piece of grammar, just ask. Just leave a message under the video, and perhaps I'll make a video on that topic if it's popular enough, because it means that people have problems with it. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all soon.